All right, this is your eye-opener music beat. I'm Mike Adam. I am hanging out with Jared from the Dirty Heads. The last time I think I saw you, we were playing a dice game behind a venue in Buffalo, New York. Do you even remember that?
Yeah, I do. And the homeless guy came up and we threw $1 in for him or something like that.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, dice in an alley? Yeah, of course, I can cruise in." Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. And I had the opportunity to hang with you guys a little bit backstage, and you guys definitely know how to rock out. Has that partying aspect kind of slowed down over the past few years, or?
It has a little bit. A couple of the guys are married now, so that definitely is gonna, there's only a couple single guys on the bus now, so the whole chick ratio is a little different. I'm getting married this year, so that's and then also with new music and the more the more we bring to the live show with Maddie's playing a pad now, and we have more gadgets on stage, and like how to figure out how to translate the Sound of Change album into new stuff, and just wanting to be better musicians and a singer and performers and entertainers. We've kind of chilled out on the partying. I've noticed that if I party, I stay up really late.
Right.
I'm loud, I laugh, I lose my voice. My voice is that's all I have, so I stopped doing that. I pretty much chill out now on the road. But when we have days off, we're a party band, so it's hard for us not to party, when we have days off. But it's definitely more mellow than when we were in the van or when we first got the tour bus and we were, 25 and single.
Awesome. A little bit about the first single, My Sweet Summer. I love it. I love the video. I heard, though, there was a original video that you guys scrapped. What was so horrible with that video that you were like, it is not coming out?
It's out. It's out. We actually let it out. It's not horrible. It's just, it just wasn't up to par for us with the song. And what I had in my mind for that video and what I was told in a treatment about what this video was going to look like was the exact opposite of what the video came out as. We wanted to do something with the skeleton. I came up with this treatment. I didn't want it to look like a Muppet, and I didn't want it to be too cheesy, but I wanted it to be funny. What we got was a cheesy Muppet video, and it is funny, and I get it, and, it's all right. Some people love it, and that's fine, but, like, it just wasn't what I had envisioned, and I left it up to somebody and didn't take enough control, and it just nobody, not only myself, but the rest of the band and even the label, everybody's just like.
Before we wrap up, there's another song on the album. It's the one about the sailor being in love with the sea. What is it? End of the World?
Yeah.
Okay. So I read somewhere or saw somewhere that is you said it was the deepest song, the song that meant the most to you, and I was just kind of curious why.
Yeah. There's an underlying. That's what it was written about, but that's not how I take it. That's why it's personally. I saw that. I said in the interview it didn't make very much sense. I was like, yeah, it's about.
I was like, was he a sailor?
And I'm like,
point?
oh, it's a very personal song to me, but it's just that doesn't make much sense. I understand that. The way I take it and what I've got from him and what memories I get from it and what it brings to my mind and makes me emotional and makes me cry when I think about it. Is a lot different. It's something personal to me that I'm not just going to put on blast. But that's why I was saying it's very personal to me because, and the same thing with Rome. When Rome is in the studio, I was like, Rome, are you crying? And he's like, yes. And I was like, what is your deal? He's like, this reminds me of my grandmother. And I was just like, okay. And then my mom heard it and she cried. And then my fiance heard it and she cried. And I'm like, what are you, why is everybody crying? And then it just reminds me of this. It reminds me of this. It reminds me of this. But when we were writing it, it was a cool story, like, this young man that goes into this old man in the sea, and like that's what we wanted to kind of vaguely put out there
to mask
exactly.
Right.
But and me and Rome were like, this is our baby, like this is really cool. But I love the fact that people take it in so many
just
different
make it their
ways. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it didn't make sense, but the reason why it's so personal to me is totally different than just I love sailors.
I know, you're like, I love being on the sea
and ocean. No, it had nothing to do with that.
Awesome. Hanging out with Jared from Dirty Heads. Thanks so much, man.
No worries, man. Thanks.